Hello everyone, I Professor Pardeshi AR. Today we are going to discuss the topic testing of sewer of Environmental Engineering 2nd BE Civil. So testing of sewer it is very essential to check out the water tightness and leakage of the sewerage system. After the laid of sewer, it is required to be tested and the sewer for the water tightness. So following tests are used for the checking out the sewerage. So first test is nothing but air test, water test, color water test, the hydraulic test, the smell test and smoke test. These are few tests which are conducted for the checking out the water tightness and to find out the leakage in the sewer system. So let us discuss one by one. So first test is nothing but air test. This test is carried out for the large diameter pipes, in which the pipe ends of both the manholes are plugged and the air compressor is connected to the plug of upper manhole and pressure gauge is attached with the plug of the lower manhole. A pressure is given in the pipeline by an air compressor and the amount of pressure is recorded in the pressure gauge. It is left for the few hours and if the pressure drop below the permissible limit, then it is an indication of the leakage in the sewerage pipe. The exact point of leakage is found out by the applying soap solution, that is formation of lather, and which will shows the bubbles at the point of the leakage, and from which we can detect the leakage and it can restrictly immediately. The diagram shows the actual construction of the air test. The next test is nothing but water test. This test is carried out for the sewer lines between the two manholes, in which plugging is done by the rubber plug at its lower end and it is connected with the air blow. The upper end of the sewer is plugged with the connections to the funnel and the sewer is filled with water, and to maintain the required head, the water level in the funnel is kept about 2 meters above the upper head, and this head varies with the material of the sewer for the constructing. In case of the iron sewer, the head should be at least 9 meters. The acceptable loss or head loss should not exceed 2 liters per centimeter of the length of the sewer for the water test. And to perform this test, we should have the sufficient amount of water. The diagram shows the actual construction of the water test, in which two manholes are there. Next test for the is nothing but the color water test, in which the color water is allowed to flow from the pipe which are to be tested. Wherever there is a leakage, the color water will comes out and the leakage will be pinpointed and to get the repaired to safe use. Next test is nothing but the smell test, in which this test is like air test, but along with the air, a gas with the strong smell is mixed, which will be immediately identify if any leakage is there. And next test is nothing but the smoke test. This test is in which the smoke is sent through the drainage system. If it has any leakage, then the smoke will comes out and from the such joints, and these joints can repair or replace immediately. These are the few tests which are conducted to the testing of sewer for checking their leakage and water tightness. The next point is nothing but sewer appurtenances. The sewer appurtenances are the various essential accessories or devices which are mounted on the sewer system for the proper maintenance and efficient operation of the sewerage system. They may include manholes, lamp holes, street inlet, catch basins, inverted siphons, and so on. So now we are going to discuss one by one sewer appurtenances. So there are few sewer appurtenances. First one is nothing but clean outs. Second, catch pits or catch basin are there. Grease and oil trap are there. Inverted siphons, lamp holes, storm water regulator, manhole, drop manhole, inspection chamber, flushing tank, and some inlets are there. Okay, now we are going to discuss one by one the sewer appurtenances. In that, first one is nothing but clean outs. Okay, the clean outs is an inclined pipe extending from the ground and which is connected to the ground sewer. Okay, the diagram shows in which the one pipe which is from the ground and which is connected to the underground sewer system in an inclined position. They are generally used for the cleaning the sewers, and in which water is forced into the clean outs pipe for the removing large obstruction. Sometimes the flexible rod may be inserted in the sewer line through the clean out. To do the clean out, we can remove the settleable matter which is settled at the bottom of the sewer pipe. Second appurtenances is nothing but catch pits or catch basin. Okay, the catch basin are used to interrupt the flow of the sewage before it enters into the sewerage system. It causing the deposition of suspended grit or a sludge and detention of the floating rubbish which would enter and clog the sewerage system. That's why catch pits or catch basins are constructed. However, their use is discouraged because of the nuisance due to the mosquito breeding, apart from the posing substantial maintenance problem. Okay, these catch basins or catch pits which create some nuisance effect, fly nuisance or a breeding of mosquito is there. At the bottom of the basin, space is provided for the accumulation or a deposition of the impurities. Okay, and this perforated cover is provided at the top of the basin to admit rainwater or storm water into the basin. This diagram shows the catch basin or a catch pits representation. At the basin, impurities can be accumulated or collected. Concrete base is provided at the bottom and cover is provided at the manhole to admit the rainwater. Okay, next appurtenances is nothing but grease and oil trap. Okay, in which the wastewater from the hotels, restaurant, kitchen and industrial which are contain the grease, oil and fats which have to required to be removed from the wastewater while entering into the sewerage system. If it is not removed, then it will stick to the inner surface of the sewer and becomes hard and obstruct to the flow. Then the flow is not going to smooth, and thus the presence of oil and gasoline has the result in explosion of the pipe or it can be bursted. So these traps are provided. This is the construction of the grease and oil trap, in which the skimming layer is formed at the surface of the wastewater or a sewage, and below which outlet is provided and which is connected to the main sewer system, which will remove the grease or a fatty material or a substance from the sewage. Next appurtenances is nothing but inverted siphon. A sewer line has sometimes to be laid across a stream, a highway cut or any other similar obstruction, either below or above the ground level. That means the siphonic sewers having sometimes the level is not even. Okay, and when the profile laid below the ground, that portion of the sewer is known as inverted siphon or a depressed sewer. This section of sewer lines below the hydraulic line having the full flow and under the pressure. This is the diagrammatic representation of the inverted siphon. In between both chamber there is a depression region, okay, from which the sewage can flow with the high pressure from inlet to outlet. Next sewer appurtenances is nothing but lamp holes, and these lamp holes are the opening or the holes are constructed in a sewer for the purpose of lowering a lamp inside the sewerage system, okay, and it is vertically stoneware or concrete pipes which are connected to the sewer line, and these pipes are surrounded by the concrete to make them stable, and at the ground level the manhole cover with the frame is provided to take up the load of traffic. That means the lamp hole is nothing but it is the opening for the providing light or bulb inside the sewerage system for the maintenance and cleaning purposes. Thank you. Next part will continue in next lecture.